Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. Paul Jasson with you. Thank you for joining us. We've got the big question today. What does the Fairfield County Recorder do? What does the recording office of Fairfield County do? I think a lot of people may not know that. Well, we're here to answer that question today. We've got the girl here that can answer it. She is the Fairfield County Recorder, Lisa McKenzie. Lisa?
Hi there.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thanks for coming down. So, I think of most of the offices, like the treasurer, the auditor, I think they're kind of self-explanatory what they do. And maybe recorder is self-explanatory. You record documents. So, but the office does much more than that.
Yes. So we are the main recording instrument for all real estate. And with that, we have deeds, mortgages, and anything that would associate with those types of documents. But we also carry a few other things that would imply a lien against a person, like a federal tax lien or an unemployment compensation. So we do have a few little miscellaneous items within the realm of real estate, but mostly that. And then we also have soldier discharges, which is kind of unique to the recorder's office, being that we really don't have anything to do with anything military outside of that.
One thing that just flashed through my mind where you were talking about that, maybe that's what you were talking about there. I can remember getting out of the military. I think that was back in 1969 for me, and one of my friends who got out about the same time I did, he says, you need to go up to the recorder's office and have your DD-214, which is your separation paper, recorded by the recorder's office. And I thought, who the heck cares about that? I mean, I'll have that forever. Well, I'm so glad I did, because over the years it has saved me a lot of problems having that document recorded. So that's, I think, a great service that, no charge for it, a great service.
No charge to veterans.
That you do that for the veterans. And I would suggest to any veteran out there, if you have one of these people like me who thought that wasn't important and you didn't have it done, and you still have a copy of the 214, which I hope you do, get it recorded up at the recorder's office, because I can imagine how many times your office has saved people all kinds of heartache, because you can produce a document that maybe was recorded 30 years ago and
Correct.
They have no idea where it is now. Or I know there was a big fire in St. Louis once upon a time and lots of things were burned up, but if they had it recorded, you still have it no matter when it was.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a great service you do. Thanks for that.
Absolutely.
One of the things I really wanted to talk about here is something you do, and she was talking about all the things she does in terms of things that title searchers look for and people want to know about documents or deeds and things like that. That really is the big part of their job. But if you watch any TV in the last couple of years, a big thing that came up that you see still a lot of commercials on today are everybody's worried about ID theft. Everybody's worried about that. But one of the things more recently, kind of a sidebar to that, is stealing your information from your home ownership, your deed, getting information somehow. They get control of the deed. And I imagine you probably had some questions about that over the years, and actually now you run a program that will help people
Yes.
with fraud alerts.
Absolutely. So we offer property fraud alert. That property fraud alert system is built right into the recording system. So anytime any type of document comes into the office, we index everything by name. So when your name gets plugged into the system, if you've signed up for property fraud alert, you will get an alert by text, by email, or by phone. It's your choosing. And that alert just says, hey, something has come through the recorder's office that pertains to real estate. If you didn't do anything, you might want to give us a call. And if you did do something, you still just might want to follow up and make sure that everything's exactly the way that it should be. So this system here it's fantastic in the fact that it gives you that upfront alert. So if you came into my office today and you signed up and this afternoon, we index a document under your name, you will get an alert 24 to 48 hours after that document processes. Home title lock and all of those things that are out there that they're calling us about, right? Because they're hearing these infomercials. And when they call us, their first question is, what am I doing to be protected? Well, this isn't necessarily protection. It's your first alert to be able to say something is transpiring, and if it's not me, what do I need to do? Do I need to contact the authorities? Do I need to let my bank know? That's the first step to getting you safe. Home title lock and all of those things are great. However, we've had folks call us and say, hey, LifeLock just called me and said that I had a document recorded in your office and I don't remember doing anything. So we pull up the information and it was 6 months ago. In 6 months, a lot can happen with your credit, with your home, and all of those things. So this is just kind of one of those just alert steps, but it's something to get the ball rolling and make things a little bit easier if something is happening that shouldn't be.
Now, did your office start this? And I don't know how many recorders' offices in the state, you probably can tell us that, do that, because there's a recorder's office in each county of the state. But do you do this as a result of people getting these alerts from these other companies like Title Lock or somebody that people want to know more, they want to know more quickly? And is this something that your office has kind of responded to that?
Actually, in 2020, when I became the recorder, we were up to find a new vendor to do our recording system. And this just happened to be one of the pieces that was built into their system that we really thought could be helpful down the line. And as you know, things just become more and more crazy in the world. So having this built into the system from the get-go, and they've refined it. So now we have a QR code that can be scanned. I had a customer come in the other day. She scanned the QR code and signed up in 2 minutes.
That was going to be my next question. What does signing up entail? How does that work?
You can sign up online. You can call Property Fraud Alert. There's an 800 number that's available. You can come into our office. We can sign you up. You can call us. We can help you over the phone. We try to make it as simple as possible to get you to sign up for this product.
So I guess the point is to try to get the word out somehow, because I know there's things on your website. If you go to the best way to go, probably just Fairfield County and then look up the recorder's office and then bingo, everything pops up. They have a great website, tons of information on there to look at in the recorder's office, and there's a section on this in there. So and you can do
there's
it online.
A link that will take you right to the Property Fraud Alert website to sign up.
Have you had over the years? I'm assuming you get your share of this being very helpful.
So I love the example of in 2020 when we first started it, we didn't know how it was going to work, how things were going to transpire, whether people would call us. And at that time, auditor John Slater came into our office with his cell phone and an email, and he said, I just got an email from Property Fraud Alert. I'm not sure what this is all about. Well, there was a document that was recorded satisfying a mortgage that he was on with some other folks through a business, and he got that notification and was able to clearly feel comfortable and know right away that it didn't have anything to do with anybody trying to do anything undermining behind the scenes, but he knew that then that mortgage had been taken care of, and he felt really good about that. And so that was kind of our first, hey, this really works. And
so ever since you went to the new folks, that when you made that change, I think you said 2020, to these folks, this has always been on there.
Yes.
It's just now you have to come in and give them the ability to access your information.
It's already, we're all integrated.
But I have to come in and tell you it's okay to use my name and sign up.
You can call Property Fraud Alert and sign up.
Oh, okay.
You can go online from the link right from our website to sign up. And all that they ask of you is your name and how you want to be contacted.
Oh.
They don't want a social security number. They don't want an address, because there's folks out there with the same name. I have a sister-in-law with the same name. So if her name would come across, I would also she would get an alert, I would get an alert. We can determine, is it me, is it not me? Is somebody trying to do something with my property? Are they not? And so it's very helpful. We get a lot of calls.
Yeah. So it's turned out to be a very valuable program. Certainly people have
Peace
used it.
of mind, for sure.
Yeah. You know, when I first heard that, I guess on the infomercial, I thought, well, who in the world? But, well, now when you start to think about it, you know a little bit about what the recorder does up there and how many documents flow through your office. This is a good program.
Yes, absolutely it is. When documents come through our office, we're there to record them. We're not there to speak to their validity.
Right.
So this just gives that extra peace of mind when documents are coming through.
You only got about a minute left. I want to get to something too. You also provide VA cards to veterans to come in.
Yes,
if
absolutely.
you've had prior service, you have to bring something in to prove that you're a veteran.
So veterans, bring your DD-214, your original or a certified copy from the Veteran Service Administration. If you're not already on record with us, with identification, we can pull your DD-214 and put the information onto a card. The card is good for discounts all over.
A lot of discounts.
And then they can also be used when you travel out of state. There's a lot of states that charge you to get into their state parks.
Oh.
But if you're a veteran, you get in for free or for a discounted rate. So as my husband being a veteran, we've used that to be able to get into other state parks for reasonable price. So.
I want to thank Lisa McKenzie, who is the Fairfield County Recorder, for being with us. Thank you. Gosh, you guys just do so many things up there. More than just record documents.
Absolutely. We're busy folks, but we love serving the public.
Well, you do a great job. Again, up on the hill at the courthouse up there, they do a great job. Lisa McKenzie, the Fairfield County Recorder. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. We'll be back in just a moment.
The reason why I do what I do is I love helping people, and I really love to work on understanding and striving to improve the lives of the people in our community. Being in Fairfield County is having a network of people around you.
I am driven by my belief that every individual deserves an opportunity to achieve mental and emotional balance, and I'm very passionate about contributing to that process.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
The staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
I want a doctor who listens to me.
From primary care to specialty medicine, we put your needs first by treating you like a person, not a number. Our primary care team will help you identify your healthcare needs and set goals for success, regardless of where you are in your wellness journey. We care for patients of all ages, with offices that are close to you. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference. Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
We here at Fairfield DD wish you a happy new year. March is right around the corner, and with it comes Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. This year, Fairfield DD is excited to share that we will have a variety of events to mark this important month. Our 14th annual Celebration of Possibilities will be held on Wednesday, March 20th at 6 p.m. at the Wigwam Event Center in Pickerington. So save the date, join our mailing list, or follow our social media so you can stay up to date on all the happenings.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
One of the groups over the last decade that's really made such an impact on the singing community here in Lancaster and Fairfield County is the Lancaster Community Chorus. We've got the director of that with us, Clarence. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks, sir.
Clarence McCoy, who is the director of the Lancaster Community Chorus. 10 years? I don't know.
We started 2012, so we are...
Wow, beyond.
We are beyond, yes.
It's it's again a major impact in the community. It's one of the groups that's got somewhere in the 80s, 90s at times, kind of pre-COVID, but always a big group, and it's a wonderful group. And you've got in my mind, this is going to be a pretty intense show you've got coming up. It's going to be Sunday, March 17th, a couple of weeks away at a Crossroads Ministry Center out there on West Fair Avenue. It's going to be the Lancaster Community Chorus and Only All of Us. And for the musical part of that will include, of course, the Lancaster Community Chorus, but then also the LHS Chamber Singers, who are just dazzlingly good. Yeah. And then another wonderful organization in town, the Lancaster Handbell Ensemble, under the direction of Bill Whitman. I will say the Chamber Singers, a young lady that you know pretty well, Sandy McCoy, is involved in them.
She is my favorite choir director ever. That's right.
Good choice.
Yeah, thank you.
And then your favorite handbell instructor out of your own church is Bill Whitman, and he'll be doing that. But this sounds like quite the undertaking.
Yeah, indeed, and I'm excited about this concert. I like the theme. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Had a particular song that I wanted to include and built the theme around that. And then All of Us is the name of the song, and that's actually going to be the closing song of the concert. And it's all about, it takes all of us to make the dream happen. The theme of this concert is kind of about our interconnectedness as human beings, and in a society that seems so split currently. We wanted to share a message that's different than that. So that's what we're doing musically, and so the music that we've chosen all kind of fits that theme. And during the course of my planning for this, I heard the Lancaster Handbell Ensemble do a piece that I thought, well, that would be great for the concert. So I contacted Bill and asked him about the possibility of finding a couple more songs that would fit the theme and doing some songs with us. And the Handbell Ensemble has been with us a couple of times before, but it's been a while, and before Bill was directing. So I contacted Bill, and Bill said, yeah, we would love to do that. So we're excited to have them here. And then the Lancaster High School Chamber Singers, under the direction of Sandy McCoy, who I happen to know very well for the past 36 years or so, directs that group, and they had done a piece on a concert last year again that I thought would be just absolutely fantastic for this theme. And I asked them if they would do that song and a couple more and then join us on some songs, and they are willing to do that. So putting all those pieces together, along with the repertoire that we've chosen for the community chorus to sing, I think we're looking at a really, really powerful program.
Now you do what, three concerts
per season.
Season.
Yeah.
This is the middle one?
This is the middle one, the second of three.
And the third one will be?
Third one's coming up in June. It is called Exclusively 80s, and we will have guest artists for that as well. The Lancaster Men's Chorus is going to be our guest artist. First time that's happened in our 12-year history, so I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Well, let's turn back to this one. That's going to be great fun, just wrapping up the year with that. But it's Sunday, March 17th out of Crossroads. Get the housekeeping out of the way. Tickets online.
Tickets are online, or you can buy from singers, or you can buy them at the door. Tickets are $10 a piece. Online is a new option we've started this season. We did that for our fall concert for the first time, and had many folks take advantage of that. So I'm excited to add that option. Seems to be convenient for people. You can find a link to that. There's a QR code on our poster that you can scan, or you can go to our website, LancasterCommunityChorus.com, or either of our social media sites, Facebook or Instagram. We have pages on there, and there are links to both of on those places where you can buy tickets online as well.
Well, what are some of the songs that you put in for the community chorus in Only All of Us?
Okay, there's some great things, and as we always like to do, we try to do variety. We're opening up with a song called Together We Stand, Divided We Fall. That actually dates back to the Unity Singers sang that. So
little history.
A little history, yeah, because the Lancaster Community Chorus has what we call two legacy groups. The group that preceded us was the Celebration Singers, and the group that preceded the Celebration Singers was the Unity Singers. So this song was actually part of their repertoire, which has been, 40
Mary
years ago.
Jo Stratton years.
Mary Jo Stratton was the director.
Right.
I actually was singing in the bass section at that time when we did this as a very, very young man.
How things evolve.
Indeed, exactly. So I pulled that back out, and I thought that was a nice touch since that fit this program so well. We're doing a piece called Because All Men Are Brothers, which is, it takes the Passion Chorale tune, it puts different words to it. It was recorded by Peter, Paul, and Mary back in the 60s. But again, all that connectedness of us as human beings fits there very well. We're doing a Disney tune, You've Got a Friend in Me. Again, fits our theme so well from Toy Story.
Okay.
Exactly right.
Okay.
We've got a spiritual, Walk Together Children. We've got a gospel tune, Love is a Light. There's a song called I'll Make the Difference, which is part of the Relay for Life movement, was written for them. Fantastic song. And then we're doing a song with the handbell ensemble called The Gift of Love, which is a setting of the 1 Corinthians text. And we're excited to do that with them. And then we're doing a piece called I Choose Love. Lots of mentions of the word love as we talk about our interconnectedness here. We're doing that with the chamber singers. And then at the end, we're doing two songs, everybody together, both singing ensembles and the handbell ensemble with some other instrumentalists, doing Joy in the Morning, which is a setting of that day when there will be peace, and all that, which I thought fit very well. And then the song that is the reason for the title of the concert, called All of Us. Craig Hella Johnson composition. He's the director of the Cincinnati Vocal Arts Ensemble and a group in Dallas, Texas called Conspirare that he directs. Fantastic piece, complicated piece. At the end of it, the singers are singing in 12 parts. Normally, SATB, soprano, alto, tenor, bass. There's 4 parts. Well,
this is not the chorale, Clarence. This is the Lancaster Community Chorus.
It is a challenge for us for sure, but a challenge that I think we are stepping up to and making happen. So the end of it, there's 12 different vocal parts going on. At one part, we split into 2 choirs, 2 separate parts going on with two separate ensembles, and then we've added the handbell part to it. That did not have a handbell part. Local musician, music educator Dr. Paul Young, has written a handbell part to go with the piece, so we're excited to do that and add the ensemble together, and that's going to be our grand finale. There's some other songs in there along the way that folks may not be as familiar with. There's one called If I Can Stop One Heart from Breaking, which is a setting of an Emily Dickinson poem. Powerful message. There's just wonderful songs along the way, a huge variety, and I think folks are really going to do that. And then of course the handbell ensemble is going to do 3 pieces on their own. The chamber singers are going to do 3 pieces on their own, all bringing their own things, their own signature offerings to the mix, and I think that's going to be a very powerful thing for the audience to experience.
So again, and I think you explained that very well, each of the groups, the Lancaster Community Chorus, the chamber singers from Lancaster High School, and then the Lancaster Handbell Ensemble, each will be bringing several songs on their own that they'll do individually, and then there is a collective several times.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, we do one song with just the chamber singers, one song with just the handbell ensemble, and then one with both singing groups or 2 with both singing groups and the handbell ensemble together. Going to be fun.
Well, I can tell you this is it's quite an undertaking.
It is.
And again, it's just 3 wonderful Lancaster groups are involved in
Indeed.
that. 3 well-known groups, 3 groups that have great following.
Yeah.
We know how good the chamber singers are out there and everything that goes on with that. That's
an interesting story on that. We had a singer in the group that's new to the group and has not sung with the chamber singers. We've done that a couple times before, so they've not heard them. And they said, well, we're going to have a high school group on this concert? Well, I hope they're going to be ready to go. And one of our singers set them straight right away and said, no, we better be ready to go.
I was going to say, maybe the community chorus.
Yeah, it needs to be ready to go.
They are, when you read
notch.
about what they do at all the state and regional things they go to it's just an outstanding. I know you're involved especially with the boys up there, but I know every time they've come in to sing with the group, they've just been outstanding.
Yes, we have to work really hard to keep up with them for sure. Yes.
Well, it sounds like a heck of a thing here, and it's Sunday, March 17th, 3 o'clock out at Crossroads, and so you've been working several weeks on this to get to that point?
Yes, as we put the group together, and we're still, we're about 6 weeks into our 8-week prep. We practice
couple more weeks.
a couple more weeks of rehearsal left. We practice 8 times before the concerts, which is a short amount of time to prepare the amount of music that we do. But it is an audition group, and we ask the singers work on the music on their own between our group rehearsals, and that seems to have worked pretty well for us throughout our 12 years so far. And singers step up to that challenge and make that happen. So I'm excited for it.
And I think you talked about that a little bit. It's the evolution of this from the Unity Singers was first.
Yes.
Unity Singers, and that turned into the Celebration Singers, and that was still Mary Jo Stratton involved in that back in those days. And now it's evolved into the Lancaster Community Chorus. But even again, here's something you pull out of the hat from the old days, and it worked then, and it still works today.
Sure, absolutely. It's a nice opening song, big, powerful ending. It's got some rhythmic energy to it. So, I thought it was a nice homage to our history, and also fits our theme so well this time.
Well, again, it's the Lancaster Community Chorus, and the guest artists, along with them, as they always have, are the Lancaster High School Chamber Singers, and then the Lancaster Handbell Ensemble, the Chamber Singers with Sandy McCoy, Lancaster Handbell Ensemble with Bill Whitman, named well known in the musical world here in Lancaster. Clarence McCoy, who is the director of the Lancaster Community Chorus, is with us here Sunday, March 17th. Crossroads out on West Fair, $20.95 if you need to know that. Tickets are $10. $10. Can be gotten from any chorus member and online.
Online from our website, lancastercommunitychorus.com, or from our social media on Facebook or Instagram.
And I know you would mention, not for this one, but for the future one coming up, there'll be auditions that will be announced on social media out there. They're always looking for new people who want to get involved.
Absolutely. We do that every concert session. We have another set of auditions if there are folks who would like to come sing. So.
What's the amount of people this year? 80?
There's 72 singing this concert, so it varies from concert to concert. This middle one's sometimes a little smaller because people go to Florida, travel during the winter, that type of thing. So some of our regular singers aren't there for this one. Hopefully we'll be back in the spring, but we're anxious to accept more people. If we grow to 100, I'll take that. Probably won't grow much bigger than that because we won't fit in our rehearsal space. but we would take a few more. So.
Well, it's going to be a great time. Only all of us on Sunday, March 17th. Community Chorus, the Chamber Singers, and the Handbell Ensemble. Get your arms ready, get limbered up. It's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of directing, a lot of things going on here.
A lot of behind-the-scene details to take care of. Yes.
You're the man for that. We know that. Clarence McCoy from the Lancaster Community Chorus. Thanks for joining us in Fairfield today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.